What's up, YouTube? We're at 415 miles, if you can see that. We're going to talk about 400-mile review. Talk about some pros and cons. Do my 400-mile review. Try to keep you guys current. Every 100 miles, I want to do a review. So I thought I'd just take a little ride. Talk about some pros and cons in this thing. And just tell you where I'm at as of 415 miles. So I did about 20 miles the other day when I was talking about if this thing was the Sur-Ron killer. My opinion on that, you can watch the video where we talk about, you know, if this thing is the Sur-Ron killer or not. I think they're apples and oranges. I have no regrets with this bike. Wouldn't mind getting the Sur-Ron, but I think they're completely different. Just stroll around the neighborhoods a little bit. Show you how this thing can handle a little bit. Speed. So let's hop into this review. 400 miles. Pros and cons. So at 400 miles, I'd say the pros and cons are still the same. You know, the cons on this bike are it's a little heavy. It's got to be about $150, you know, about 150 pounds, I'm guessing. Maybe a little lighter. I mean, I could pick it up. So I wouldn't say it's super heavy, but it's also not super light. You know, I can just pick it up and run off with it. But you know, I'd say that's one of the biggest cons. You know, one of the biggest cons are, you know, it's heavy. You know, it looks more like a dirt bike than a bike. So on some trails, people look at you funny. But it's got the pedals. And as long as you're driving, you know, in my area, as long as you're observing the speed limits, and you know, you're mindful of people, generally you're okay. Some of these, you know, on the roads at least, if you're okay, but on some of these trails they are a little more strict. They have you know, they want to know what your wattage is. I got a trusty 750 watt sticker on my bike, so when I go to those kinds of places, I drive it like it's a 750 watt, but 750 watt ain't gonna do this. 250 watt is not going to do that. It's just not without overheating or doing something like that. So this bike's 5,000 watts. You could easily, get up to 30 miles an hour really quick. Fastest I've gone on this thing. It's probably like 50. I think it can be unlocked. It's all factory settings. I haven't done anything to it. Stock. So stock. Now it's got the lights, the horns, blinkers, gears, air shocks. Front shocks, rear shocks, and shocks in the rear, as you say. All this was stock. The only thing I upgraded was the battery. So I can get about 90 miles, I'd say, on a charge. That just depends how fast you're ripping around, how often you're maxing it out. But the first time I ever charged this thing up, I was at 96 miles. So I'd say that's pretty fucking sweet. That's pretty sweet. We'll go on here. Just want to show you a little bit of the different terrains. This is sand terrain. Dirt, but it's sandy and slippery. Take it easy because it's slippery. If you know anything about riding bikes, get under you, you're gonna eat shit. Which I have done, so I'm a little more cautious now. And as far as terrain, like I realize these videos, they don't do any justice, because in real life, there's some steep hills, little hills on the side of me over here. This is sand and dirt combo. We're effortlessly going up and down these hills, driving around. Now, I think if it was a lower wattage, you'd have a little bit, trouble doing that kind of stuff. But the pros on this bike is for the price tag. I don't think you can go wrong with it. Battery life, I haven't had any issues. I also haven't had any issues with just like repairs or anything. I laid it down, kind of screwed the pedal up a little bit, but I was able to fix that myself, really cheap. $5, $10, got a new pedal. But that was just me getting careless. I've had 2 flat tires in 400 miles. The first flat tire I got, I was just off-roading, driving all over the place, doing crazy stuff, and I got a bunch of thorns in my tire. Then I got some tire liners, didn't run into that issue again. But like right around 350 miles, somewhere around there, I ran into a nail. Popped the tire on a nail. And so, I'm just gonna rip around here a little bit. Now this is super rocky terrain right here. The bike handles fine. I can go a lot faster. I'm just, talking through this video. The wind gets kind of loud. So those are the pros and cons on this thing. I mean, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. It's pretty much the same thing as my 300 mile review.